Mission Possible, Shangdi. Dun 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 dun. Hello, I'm missionary Stephen Oliver in Taiwan, and today I want to talk about Shangdi and the term controversy among Christian missionaries. In the ancient Confucian books, there's a few terms that refer to God. Shangdi is one of them, and behind me you can see the Shangdi Temple in Jiayi, which is about 1 mile from the Luther building here. There's some other terms, for example, heaven and the term Shen. And the problem with Chinese is that it doesn't have a convenient word like Elohim or Theos or the word God in English, where you can refer to the one God of all and then the many idols or many spirits or gods that people believe in. So this was a challenge as the Christian missionaries tried to pick the best word. Around 1700, the Roman Catholic missionaries, Jesuits who were the first to go to China, and then later the Dominicans, Franciscans, and even Augustinians, had quite the controversy, and it was settled around 1700 by the Pope, who decreed that they would use a word they made up from two Chinese words, Tianzhu, Heavenly Lord. And so from that time, the Roman Catholic Church is referred to as the Tianzhu Jiao. But then about 200 years later, when the Protestant missionaries came, almost every mission had a controversy about this. And they struggled between two words, Shangdi. And as you can see, there's a temple to Shangdi. So Shangdi is also a particular idol among the many idols in the traditional Chinese religions. So in the 1920s, our own Missouri Synod Lutheran missionaries had quite the struggle. It happened on the field in China from 1923 to 26, and then they referred the issue to Concordia Seminary in St. Louis, where they worked with it for 2 more years, 1926 to 1928, and the end result for our mission and Concordia Seminary is that both terms, Shangdi and Shen, can be used to refer to God or translate the word God in the Bible. Elohim in the Old Testament and Theos in the New Testament. I have here a very interesting book. And this book was written by one of the missionaries at that time. You can see it's from Henry Rowald's library, and he talks about this term controversy. So let me read one thing that they wrote from Professor, this is actually from the missionary, where he says, there are thousands of Christians in China today who look upon the word Shangdi as the name of a false god. So there was one group of missionaries that said, if we use Shangdi, we're promoting idolatry. And finally, it was referred to Concordia Seminary. And let me read part of a letter from Theodore Grebner, a professor at that time. Since you have submitted your question to the faculty for a Gutachten. He uses the German word. Gutachten means opinion, judgment, decision, or verdict. And finally, after quite a bit of study and 4 different separate occasions for giving their opinion at Concordia Seminary, they resolved the issue that both terms could be used, Shangdi and Shen. So since the real controversy was about Shangdi, there is a window, a stained glass window in Concordia Seminary in St. Louis, Coburg Hall, in which you can see the words Shangdi up in a light radiating triangle. And of course that triangle refers to the Trinity. And then below it is a dragon representing China. If you have a chance, try to take a look at that little round stained glass window. Very interesting, which is a symbol of this controversy. Well, it happened in a lot of different missions and places. So what they did is they made a Shangdi Bible, where all the words for God were Shangdi, and a Shun Bible. And as you can hear, there are 2 characters in Shangdi. Every other word in the Bible is the same. So what did they do? For the Bible that used Shun, they just left a space there. And they used the same printing. And so they had a space in front of that. Now, sometimes I've seen Chinese Christians put a space in front of Shun when they're writing out a Bible verse, and I asked, why did you put that space there? And they said, out of respect. So without a knowledge of that background, people look at it as a respect, but the real reason for that was that they had these 2 Bibles. Now, it's not a controversy because the content of those terms is taken from the Bible itself. And so whether you use Shun or Shangdi, the content of those words in the Bible is from the context of the Bible itself. I just asked the man inside, can I take some pictures? So let's go take a look inside a little bit. Right next to the Shangdi Temple is the Shangdi Community Center. And then let's take a look at this temple inside, and we can see the statue that is there representing Shangdi, the god in traditional Chinese worship. There you can see a lot of stuff is black because of the incense being burned, but see him back there. And then there's a whole lot of other little statues here and things that can be offered up to them. And we're in this side little chapel here, I guess you could call it. And we can just note that our God in Jesus Christ is a God of grace, a God that frees us. And so there's a lot of hope in that, and a lot of faith and confidence in that freedom that we have in Christ Jesus, in the gospel that we spread here. Dun-dun-dun, 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 dun-dun-dun.